Welcome to Barstool Benchmark, presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. We are 4 days past the tournament. I don't even know that made fucking sense. My brain is so done. It
can't be done. We got 2 more weeks.
Jake,
power through.
You got to enjoy the games. You got to watch.
Power through.
Shut up. You got to enjoy the games like a normal human being. I had to grind through those bets. Grind.
I don't know how you guys lasted 4 days. I was only there for the back half. 2 days of a normal person, 2 days of the mayhem that we have.
Yeah.
I was like asleep on my couch yesterday at like 8:45.
Oh yeah, it's tough, especially gambling. I gambled in every game. I had a piece of every single game. That's so
and then we had Elio telling us to bet hockey that I'm betting randomly.
Yeah, that lost.
Wake up in the morning and playing soccer, and you're right. Like I was trying to explain to people, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, you mean you get to drink a high noon and watch basketball?" I'm like, "Well, no. Like you guys don't understand. Like it is a mental grind to get through those.
You got to be on the right side of Dave's bets, Dan's bets, know the situation. It's fucking nuts. But my brain is fried. But we still got another 4 days coming up, which Thursday is way better than Friday. I could tell you that right now. I think it's not even close that Thursday is better than Friday. Us three will definitely be streaming for these games. You got anything to say, Bosco?
The seeding situation is really where I drew the line.
Oh, the
seeding
you were talking about seeding in the tournament.
No,
the
seeding situation was horrific.
Horrible.
Oh, seeding, like where we get
seeding. Seeding,
yep.
Like where you put your ass.
No, but
I stood all day Saturday.
But the bars were fantastic hosts.
Same.
No,
Barstool Sansom Street and Barstool River North. They don't want you to
bars
get
in general, you don't really
the
sit.
context.
Bars are tough. You don't sit at any bar, so that's not me.
Bar's great, doesn't matter. But that fucking seat.
I also hate bars. I hate bar stools. I don't like my legs flailing.
That could be a clip.
Yeah, I'm just trying to cover your butt so no one clips this and is like, "Oh, Rico hates Barstool."
I said stools. The legs flailing to me is not
horrible.
I stood all day Saturday.
Yeah.
I felt like I was fucking.
It felt good to stand and pace a little bit, though.
My back's in shambles. But we're gonna break down all the games for you, what we like on the spread, what we think, the storylines, all of that. And there's like so many coaches already moving. It's like they don't wait a fucking second. It's nuts. The SEC's flying. You got Seton Hall, you got Maryland. It's fucking nuts. But let's just get into it.
We also have an interview with Ed Cooley, head coach of Providence College. Of course, the Friars in the Sweet 16 taking on campus. It'll be nice to catch up with the big dog, who, of course, was the first ever guest on this show almost 2 years ago. And here he is now in the Sweet 16 after missing the tournament last year. So let's get into it. And here we go.
All right, before we start today's episode, I want to talk to you about High Noon Hard Seltzer. I mean, we lived on them for 4 days. They were everywhere we were, just sipping on them, just enjoying our time. It's real vodka, it's real juice. It's not like that those other companies that have malt liquor. It's real liquor and real fruit juice. You should have a cooler full every single time. No, we had a cooler everywhere we went, and it was amazing. And it just like you don't want to have to think about what you want. You just get a bunch of high noons. That's exactly what you want.
No, it's very simple now. I really only drink one thing. So
you are very loyal to high.
There is no more like just shopping. There's no more like that's it. If it's something else, they don't have it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not drinking today.
Yeah.
I'll drive.
So again, set us your setups. I love seeing everyone drinking High Noon Hard Seltzer. Tag us on social, tag them on social, and go get some high noons.
All right, let's start off. We'll go in chronological order of how the games are going to go. So we'll start off in the West region. Of course, Gonzaga, once again, the number 1 overall seed. They're taking on our friends on the Must Bus. Arkansas took care of Vermont and then took down.
Rico's just in the middle of blocking someone.
We can't have that. Rico, I might have to curse at you again.
He's just blocking someone live on the show.
We cannot have this.
What'd they do?
In the Sweet 16.
He can have that. That's fine. He's blocking someone.
What was through the DMs?
What did the DM say?
I could usually just tell.
Oh, he didn't say anything. It's just
I don't even read them.
You know what? I don't hate this move. This helps Rico getting better vibes. The block helps the vibes.
Why was that person blocked?
Just hateful
They
messages.
probably like the tweet from like Ohio State.
Nah.
You guys want to address that off the top first?
Take a nap.
Oh yeah, I
Pussy.
yeah. I mean, what you go listen to the Dave Portnoy show that came out yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I got a ricochet shot for fucking because of Rico. Rico said something and I got in trouble. I'm not even in trouble. The kids came after me because one on the show, Riggs, I said something about him 3 years ago on CCK. I said that he stinks.
That's crazy.
And
CCK is like new Barstool people don't even know what CCK means.
Exactly. I didn't remember. I say shit all the day. I apologize to the teachers. I forgot when I tweet, the whole world doesn't know the context, and I will stand by it. I thought it was funny saying his lesson plan stinks. Teachers are not
that is a funny line. The glorified babysitter is just like the
glorified babysitter is just like,
right, like
he took a low hanging fruit of like, oh, I don't gamble to me, so I was like, fuck it, I'm doing to him. I was upset. I apologize for it, but he went on there to say I'm not talented and all this, which I'm never gonna say I'm talented. But there's a reason why I'm here for 4 years and he's not, and he's at home teaching. I'm not shade on. We're on the same page. We both apologize to each other. But Rico's the only reason I'm fucking in this situation, right, Bosco?
So it's funny too because I was on the stream when you said it. Obviously, like I was with you all weekend.
Yeah,
and you said like I think everybody was just throwing out random names that were affiliated at some point or to some degree with Barstool. He's just one, he's like he's affiliated. He's just not a full-time affiliation.
He writes about the Guardians and the Cleveland sports, which no one cares about, but it's fine. That's his thing. I'm not shitting on him. I'm telling you I'm not shitting on him. We talked about it. We apologized. But Bosco thinks that he did nothing wrong to me.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I mean, also, like, you have to know it's joking to say, like, heavy hitter. And then I didn't actually call it a no-show job, but unfortunately, that's what this place is. You can say whatever you want, and then you're supposed to respond, and then this, and it never ends. So at a certain point, it's just, like, kind of tired of doing the dance. Should I have not said it? Probably not. But, like, you got to know it's a joke of, like, heavy hitter, like, whatever.
You should have just told him. Like, you should, because I can make fun of you because I'm friends with you.
Right.
I can make fun of all of you because I think we have a relationship outside of this, so I feel good about it. But, like, you don't know him, and he doesn't know me, so he shouldn't have even fucking went after me. But, like, you just got to tell him, hey, I'm joking.
Well, it's also how you go after people, too, right? Like, the list of loosely affiliated people is funny. Like, just the who's who of names is,
but, Reeks, even like you, right?
Funny, but
even like you, right? You've been here for a while, but you're not really here. So it's like you don't know what's going on, and you hear your name somewhere. It's like, what the fuck? You feel like the world's caving in because they're talking about you, even though you don't know the context because you're not here. So it's like, you also know us, so it's different, but it's like.
Well, you also have to reach out, too. Like, right, if I heard Rico say something about me, I'd probably just text you and be like, all right, what's Rico? Like, what's the joke about?
Yeah.
And then, like, okay, if I want to, like, make a joke to fire back, I know how to frame it and, like, the context of how to attack back. Because it is, like, we are a shit-busting company, right? Like, everybody bust balls.
Yeah.
It's part of the nature. But if you just sit there, like, if I didn't know anybody in the office and I heard benchmark, like, an episode I missed and you guys are talking shit, you probably go double barrel to get back because you don't know the context, but that's what gets all thrown off.
And I said, you know what? He has an advantage over me. He's a good writer, and I can't write. So the problem is when you have a full day to get your entire thoughts together and write it on a piece of paper, where I'm a shoot it from the hip and that's all you're getting from me. That's disadvantage for me.
And the spelling.
The spelling I thought was funny because I actually didn't do that on purpose, and I completely spelt it wrong on my tweet about the teachers.
I will say I did find your blog funny. Just one sentence and promoting something different.
Yeah, I promoted my show because I actually wrote something at first, and I texted Hubs. It's like, bro, that's so bad. Please don't post.
It's not gonna be it. Yeah, right.
He was just like, all right. And what do you want to write? And I was like, just write this because I'm not a good writer. I'm bad. But regardless, Bosco, what do you have to say so we can move on?
just excited for the Sweet 16. I mean, sorry, I got you fucking.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I got you in the. The
Thank
mix.
you. That's
But it's, listen, you're locked in the
all I
fucking
need.
room.
Yeah, that's good.
You're locked in there for 4 days. Like,
I
shit's gonna
understand.
go.
I know it was a joke.
I just think
He
this
took
place,
it very-
like, people are looking to fucking, like, it's a throwaway fucking comment.
Let
And
me
then you
tell
come
you.
over the top, and you can do whatever you want. And Dave, like, eats it up. It's just,
Dave,
it's
even,
not necessarily the best place to
Dave
be
even
right
said
now.
on the show, like, I get a bad rap for a lot of things. I have something about me that people love to latch on and hate for some reason. You would think I talk about politics the way people hate some things I say.
It was your quick rise. You had a quick rise. You came
Yeah, I
an
had a
idol,
quick one.
and then you immediately became
a little too fast. But
But
regardless,
then that's
it's like-
honestly probably what it is.
yeah, man, I don't care. I mean, I've done it, whatever. Like, people are going to hate
Right.
me, and people do like me. I understand that. I know everyone always sees the hate, but regardless, it's someone that's not in the office. This is good. Like, just get out of here. It's going to be done in a week. We'll be fine. But we have Sweet 16.
Yeah.
We
So
have the Elite Eight.
glad
Let's get
we
into that.
covered that. So smooth that
That was
out.
a real conversation, at least.
It was. I will say I was
Rico's
kind of
holding
mad
a
as
lot
hell
of
last
things
week.
in, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I wish it was last week because if Ohio Tate just went full troll and like wore Notre Dame shit against Alabama, it would have been funny.
Yeah.
Rico doesn't want to talk about
I
it.
think there are a lot of, I mean,
This is a place, this is our show.
what it
This
is.
is like the one place you can feel safe talking about it.
We can control it.
Yeah.
yeah, I just think people are dying to, like, get in like, it's a fucking throwaway comment. Like,
I know it was, but again, you did go after him, and you should have said something
is it
to
going after him or, like, again, the thing's getting misconstrued? I said I'd rather just have a simple life. Like, Red Rhino's collecting a paycheck. He hasn't shown up. Like, that's
Are
a
we
totally
sure
different
Red
thing.
Rhino's collecting a
He's
paycheck?
not.
I don't think
That's
he
a
is.
totally
It's
different
been
thing.
clear
I said I'd
numerous
rather have a simple life. And I truthfully, like, mean that.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you
some
said
people,
heavy hitters. Like, I'm going to call you made fun of him. All you had to do is DM him and be like, hey, this is a joke. If you want me to stop, I'll stop. That's what it is. But he took a low-hanging fruit for me. He just literally looked at Reddit and just went like, okay, I'm going to take this. To you, he went hard. He went hard at you. I didn't even read all of it because I felt it was like too much. But you know what? It's over. And let's just talk about basketball.
Yeah, let's move on. So let's start off with the West region. So Arkansas, Gonzaga, number 1 versus number 4. Gonzaga's -9. The over-under is now 155. Gonzaga struggled a little bit with Memphis. But, Riggs, we'll start with you. What are your first impressions from this line and this matchup?
That total feels like a lot. You give both few and musts, what, 3.5 days to game plan? Gonzaga's better defensively than years past because they have Chet instead of like Timmy being the rim protector. I mean, we also saw Arkansas played probably the worst game of basketball we've ever seen, like in a long time. That game against Mexico State, that was awful. I think I'm gonna like love the under in that. If that can get up another half point or so too, I'm like that screams under.
Yeah, unders. I like that play, but I'm on Arkansas +9. Arkansas is
That's a lot of
not a
points.
throwaway team. Memphis was
They're good.
Memphis was 9.5. Memphis and Arkansas are like, I think Arkansas is a little better than Memphis.
I think for sure.
And it's just crazy. I think 9 points. That's a lot of points for a 4 seed against a 1. Their defense, Arkansas, like if the game's if they slow down Gonzaga, I do think they win. They could definitely cover. I don't know if they could win. I hope they do.
It's a weird matchup. It is a weird matchup for Arkansas. Like Memphis at least had like Duran is a monster, right?
Yeah.
Like Jalen Williams is really good, but it's a different type of big to attack.
I just don't get why Gonzaga is such the overwhelming favorite this year. Overwhelming.
Just
Where it's
because
like,
they're so due.
but again, like 275 they are to what?
Oh,
to
200.
200 to win. Like,
to get
dude, 2 to 1 is not like in this
There's
year.
no value there.
This year, it's like not like last year. I could understand. This year, I don't understand because there's
on the flip
in the
side,
16
though,
teams, there's about 10 that can win.
who's the best 1-2 punch in the country? Like, I don't think it's debatable.
I mean,
you think it's Chet and Timmy?
I don't think it is.
In terms of how
No.
they work,
Like offensively, it's Nebhard and Timmy. Like Chet's their third best offensive player right now.
you got to change adjustments in how you guard a guy like that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the second most difficult. And you watch, there was one play. Remember when I told you? I'm like, holy shit. Like, we're rooting for Memphis, but as soon as Timmy catches, he knows exactly where he's cutting. He goes like this.
Yes.
Like they know they're running shit
saying,
where
200, where it's like they have the hardest out of all the roads there are. Like you'd
They're
think Duke or
negative.
Texas Tech next, and like Kansas and Purdue are playing. Purdue's playing a 15 seed right now. Like, what are we talking about? 200.
are they the only potential
Did you see what-
1, 2, 1, 3 left?
Duke was the only perfect.
No, Arizona.
Arizona can get Nova.
Arizona can get Nova. So
Oh,
Gonzaga
1-2.
does have the so it's Duke. They're guaranteed to play a 2-3 though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
It's the
see what the
hardest.
odds are for them just to get out of the region? Gonzaga.
Probably like what, minus 200?
150.
Minus 250 to win the region.
That's
That to me
That's
is
Arkansas
fucking
and
insane.
either Duke or Texas Tech.
Arkansas
Right.
can 1,000. I don't think they will. I'm sorry, but
I think that price is off.
they can definitely.
It's on
definitely
Barstool
win.
Sportsbook.
No,
I'm looking at it right now.
fair.
Oh, yeah.
Fair. But put it this way. What are they going to be? What's the money line going to be against Duke or Texas Tech?
Probably like minus 5 or
They'll
6.
probably be favored by about 4.5.
We not like I know it was the first game.
All
Like,
right.
it was one
I
of the
think that
first.
money line's off.
It was like one of the first games of the year, obviously in Vegas when they played. But like, you're gonna a team that already beat Gonzaga is in their way, and the team that's also like a championship team is in their way. Like that's crazy. Minus 275, 250, whatever.
Like their odds are, like, just for instance, Kansas minus 175, Purdue minus 121. Like that's insane that Duke, or keep saying Duke, that Gonzaga is that much of a heavy favorite to get out of a region than
And
some of
again,
the other like favorites.
Everyone that's gonna say you're saying it's because of Duke. This has nothing to do with Duke. This is just the hardest matchups they have. Where it's like
Yeah.
Purdue literally is playing a 15, and they're playing who would they play next?
UNC and UCLA.
UNC. Like I'd rather that draw than fucking
Yeah,
Duke or
Gonzaga
Texas
has
Tech.
the toughest draw because it's chalk. It's the only reason where it's fully chalk. But Marty, well, let's just go region by region. So we'll go down to the late game Thursday. Duke, Texas Tech, obviously because of the farewell tour. I think this has one of, if not the biggest buzz of any game. Duke's the underdog in this game. As the higher seed, it's a 1-point spread, but the folks making the odds clearly think Texas Tech has a real chance to win this game.
They definitely do have a real chance to win. It's a pick 'em, like the one whatever. But
2s and 3s
Yeah.
mean nothing too. Let's say like they're higher. Like that's
yeah, that's just semantics.
they
of,
really
like,
kind of don't, because when they rank them, like if Duke was, what are the 3s? Well, what
Tennessee.
Duke has to be anywhere from 5 to 8. Texas Tech has to be anywhere from 9 to 12. Like if if this was a top 10 matchup and 9's ahead of 8,
I
like
guess neutral court.
9's
too.
ahead of 5 or something.
I mean,
it
this
really
is what I
doesn't
was
matter.
preparing for. I really thought Duke had a great draw to get to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And what I'm taking away is from Michigan State, for their confidence, they should have won the game. That's versus 7. That's 2 versus 7. You should win. Their confidence closing out a game when they were down late. They struggled to do it all year. Now you're playing a Texas Tech team where it's best defense versus a really good offense. It's going to be like Texas Tech. You say they have those lulls. If Duke puts it on them during that time,
100%.
it's over. But if they don't, if this game's in the 50s, Texas Tech wins 1,000%. But I do think Duke, if they control the tempo and they're really putting it on them and going, if Jeremy Roach plays like this,
Look at you talking about tempo.
I mean, if they do, yeah, I can.
They
believe
will.
tempo.
They will be giving up a lot of easy baskets to Texas Tech. But
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they're trying to do is change the game because Texas Tech doesn't want to run nonstop.
I mean, this tournament's hard to win. It's going to be an amazing game. I can't fucking wait for it. It just sucks that this Texas Tech team is like a team I've been talking about for a while. And I have two futures going against each other in the Sweet 16. Doesn't help.
You also got the best 3, if you ask me,
Yeah. Yo, for sure.
I have a
because
I
they're.
have a
I know
question for
Purdue's
you,
still
Marty.
alive. They're ahead of Purdue.
Yeah.
And who was the other third?
Wisconsin and
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Well, I mean, you knew I wasn't ranking those two
Yeah.
high. So
I have a question for you, Marty. We started talking about it a little bit. Obviously, if Duke loses to Carolina in the Final Four, that's worst case scenario.
Oh, God.
I think second for you would be them losing to Gonzaga in the Elite Eight.
Mm-hmm.
Of the teams left and where you would play them, what would be the most heartbreaking, like I guess heartbreaking is the right word, like the loss that just kicks you in the nuts the most? What team and where?
I think it's a blowout Thursday.
A blowout, yeah.
I would say UNC.
I mean,
No. We're
Aside
putting
from those
we
two?
all agree UNC
Yeah,
won,
UNC
and we
and
know
Gonzaga
Marty
are
loved
top.
Gonzaga too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think a blowout Thursday would be just like
The
gut
worst?
wrenching. I think would definitely be the worst.
There's nothing worse than getting excited for 3 days and you don't have a fucking prayer Thursday.
Which I don't think it's going to happen.
From the get-go. And it's the late game. You're like, I should have just gone to bed. There's nothing worse.
But this is with a pickle I'm in now. Would I rather lose now or in the Final Four?
Yeah, like you get caught by Purdue.
Where it's like, all right, you win it, you beat Gonzaga and Texas Tech, right? Which is like, holy shit.
Then you can't lose in the Final Four.
We're the best. Like, this is amazing.
You have an excuse if you lose in the Elite Eight. If you, truthfully.
To like Gonzaga.
Truthfully.
Yes, you do. But I'm just saying, if I lose now or if I beat both of these teams, I can't believe I'm saying but we beat both of these teams, and then we
like
lose
UCLA catches you or Purdue catches you.
You've been shitting on UCLA as well.
UCLA, the people I've been calling frauds beat us.
Yep.
Oh,
Same.
my God.
St. Peter's is also up there as far as worst case scenario. I'm just being honest.
Hey, you're true.
Honestly, though,
being honest. That's top
honestly,
five.
Though, if St. Peter's makes the title game, I think everybody's like, this is any take you had on this tournament, just throw it out there.
Imagine St. Peter's
Somebody
beats
text
Duke
me
in the
that.
Final Four.
Can you run through real quick the blog you wrote about these insane stories of St. Peter's program?
Oh, yeah,
Let's save it for when we get to that game.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'll pull it up, though, so it's ready.
Just sent St. Peter's like 6 times.
Yeah, but we're going region by region. I don't know. You want to do it now?
What?
No.
All right, let's move on.
Did you include that I did the clock there?
I did not.
Should have done that.
Rico did the clock.
That's
St.
number
Peter's,
that's number
everybody.
one of the crazies.
All right, so that was the West region, but before we move on, we want to remind you about Sling TV. Go to sling.com/barstool to sign up now and try it free. Watch our exclusive new Sling show, Bracket Buzz. And if you love watching live sports, but you're tired of the high prices, it's time to take control of your TV experience. It's time you got Sling, and it's the cheapest way to watch college hoops. Sling is easy to set up, easy to use, and there's no contract. Sign up now and try it absolutely free. Whatever you're into, Sling is where you can find the live sports you love all in one place. Go to sling.com/barstool to sign up now and try it free. All right, let's move over to the South region. We have number 1, Arizona, number 5, Houston, number 2, Villanova, and number 11, the big bad underdog, feel-good story, Michigan. So, game number 1 is the early game. Number 11, Michigan. Number 2, Villanova. A rematch of the 2018 title game, which was also played in San Antonio. Different venue, though. That was at the Alamo Dome. This is at the AT&T Center where the Spurs play. So, game 1, Villanova, Michigan. Michigan's hot right now, but Villanova, the thing is, they're the best free throw shooting team in the country. That matters most in this tournament.
Michigan, +5. Take it now. I think that they're the hot team. They are, again, playing in that, you have to think about it. They were ranked number 1 for a reason at preseason at one point. They are not the number 1 team. I understand that. They have talent that can put it together. If Dickinson's shooting like this, and if Houston can actually get some shots, I think it's a bad matchup for Villanova.
Isn't Nova the hot team, though?
No,
Nova
they're hot.
The
they're definitely hot. I'm just saying, with an 11, say playing an 11 in Sweet 16 as a 2, you'd usually be pretty happy. I would love as a 2 to be playing Iowa State. That'd be amazing. But as a 2 playing Michigan,
what a gift from fucking Auburn too.
Yeah.
To know that game was done first, right? Well, maybe they didn't. They were on the court. Auburn started first. Either way, Auburn fucking to just blow that and potentially have Iowa State, who can't. What a fucking. That's wild. That they just choked like the opportunity when you look at that bracket crazy. Either way, sorry Marty, but that's fucking nuts. That Auburn.
No. Yeah, no. It's just I'm just saying I'd rather Michigan. Kind of came in was all right, let's just see what we can do. Beat Tennessee, beat Colorado State.
They looked real good against Tennessee.
Yeah, real good. So it's I don't know. I think it's just I'm riding Michigan.
So
Gillespie's had also been awesome.
Here's where I'll play devil's advocate, where the first half, Nova's just kind of a better version of Colorado State, right? They want to spread you out. They don't have great size, but they're big enough. Dixon, I really like Eric Dixon, the big guy. And I think that what Colorado State did to Michigan in the first half is something Nova can do, but what Michigan did to Colorado State to come back is tough for me to envision that against Nova.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's
Because it's Nova versus Colorado State.
I think it's a very interesting matchup. But I think 5 points. I'm going to take the points.
I'm going to take Michigan with the points. I have to apologize to Max every time now with Villanova. I said when they were struggling, they were going to be a 6 seed. That's probably the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life.
Yeah,
and
pretty far off.
But back then I kind of did believe it. Yeah. I just really thought it wasn't the year. Like they'd pick up 9 or 10 losses and like. But credit to Jay Wright, he really is one of the best out there. Michigan's got to get to the foul line. They should have a Purdue game plan. Go get 50 fouls. They have no depth. Villanova has no depth. So get them in foul trouble. Figure it out. What's going on? Make it physical. Try to get guys out. Like see what Villanova can do when guys foul out. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's decided late. Weird. I really truthfully think it's a toss-up, the way that Michigan's playing. Like, and they're still a top 5 team, and you kind of throw the season out because what we've seen now matters more than the season, truthfully. Yeah, so, like, Michigan's playing hot.
I would say, doesn't it kind of feel like everyone's going to be on Michigan, though?
Yeah.
No, doesn't that kind of make you just want to take Nova?
I don't think so, because Villanova is such a team where it's like, oh, I'm going to take Villanova because it's a tournament, their recent success. Like, that's just a team where I think a lot of people don't want Michigan to win. I just think that I said from the beginning their draw was very, very in favor of them. And
I thought whoever won Michigan Colorado State was going to catch Tennessee, and then from there
for sure. So I don't know. I don't think there's one game here that everyone's going to be on, and that's the one that scares me. That's the Iowa State Miami game.
Oh well, yeah.
Everyone's going to be on Miami.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yep. But before we get to that. The other game in this region, number 1 Arizona, number 5 Houston, and I know I talked about this in our March After Midnight show, which we will be bringing back, by the way, for the next 4 days. So stay tuned for more info on that. But I was surprised by the opening lineup this, and it really hasn't changed. Arizona, the number 1 seed, against number 5 Houston. Arizona's favored by 1.5.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense where it's like, hey, I had TCU money line. I was like, everyone is over going like hyping Arizona. They're a really fucking good team. Very good team, even though they poke boobs and wave to fans away. Then you beat a 9 seed. Like that actually made me hate Arizona so much.
I fell in love with them more because it's so outrageously dumb.
I mean, you're the 1 seed. You made the Sweet 16. That's kind of why I liked it. It's like, what are you doing, dude? I think you're. It's scared. I think you're
so
scared.
Outrageous. It's so outrageous. I fell in love with it. But I couldn't help but fall in love with it.
This is a game though where Houston I've been off of, and they've shoved it in my face every time. Their defense is stunningly like.
You're gonna be in a tough spot in about 2 seconds.
What? They did the gritty.
They're dancing.
They did the gritty. They did.
Everyone does the gritty.
Everyone does the gritty.
All right.
They didn't go like this to the TCU fans.
Just saying. I remembered I saw that. I was like,
I think it's so outrageous that it was even against TCU. Like, that made it even better. It's just like the forgotten about.
You're a 10-point
Duke
favorite.
also played Michigan State, where it's like it was a close game. I mean, I don't know. I guess I like the point. I like that point.
They're dancing.
But the gritty's sick. But, like, to go out of your way where TCU's, like, going to handshake and you're waving to your fans, fuck you. But this game is like I don't even want to watch because I don't want either team to win because of my own self. But I think I have to take Houston here.
Have to.
Marty, it's going to come out. It's going to be Houston Nova. With the 2 teams that we were just like, I didn't trust Nova a lot. I didn't think Nova could win the title in the preseason. I thought that maybe they could make a Final Four. Houston, I've been down on. Same thing where it's just like they lose they lose Sasser, they lose Mark, and it's like, can I really trust them? Like, they haven't beaten anybody. It's going to be the 2 of them for the Final Four.
They are.
Kelvin Sampson's a fucking awesome.
Listen, pull up his last couple of years. Like, I know none of these guys are on the team.
He a cheater?
He definitely cheated.
He got in trouble for like a bunch of phone calls when they were illegal.
Yeah, he also kicks over garbage cans. They don't pick him up. But
only because it's Alabama.
That's anywhere.
Yeah.
Final Four, supposed to be a 7 seed in 2020. Sweet 16, 19, round 2, 18.
Yeah, so round 2, 18, they lost to Michigan, who ended up going to the championship game. Buzzer beater.
So
you start looking at this Houston program, and you're like,
Sweet 16 was Tyler Hero.
What?
Houston.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. The line says Houston. You have to take Houston.
Guy, I want to ask something about brackets real fast. How is not one person in the world done every situation possible to get a
There's
perfect
like
bracket.
quintillions.
Doesn't matter. You got to take
There's a lot.
There's got to be one person in this world to take some time.
Nope.
Or at least
Quintillions.
I think there's.
quintillion, fine, but at least make $1 million. There's got to
I
be
mean,
a
but how about
generator.
this? You got to find.
There's gonna be like a
You
generator.
got to find
that can do it.
entries.
No, we'll
You're
give
limited on
you.
entries.
I'll go make 1,000 copies, and you do it as many times until you tap out. You're only going to last about an hour and a half.
No, I think next year we do.
Okay.
We do as long as it's a computer. I don't have to write it out. If we can just somehow just all like 5 of us do as many brackets as we can, see how close we can get.
I mean,
You're
that would
only.
be-
I'm
because
not.
like St. Peter's would
I
have just ruined
understand.
everything.
not entertaining this
Yeah, but
conversation.
I understand, but
No,
I'm
but you
just
start
saying.
doing that. You start taking 15.
There's never
16s
been a perfect bracket, right?
Ever.
Ever.
No, never.
I mean, we got to be the first ones.
So it's
That
What a
would be-
storyline!
but it's
that
not
would
fair
be.
because they'll look through the fucking thing.
Who
and
cares? It doesn't matter.
We're just up for.
It'd be
we're
so
for like
funny.
58
Like,
hours.
imagine
straight.
they're like Marty Mush is the only perfect bracket. He submitted 1.3 million of them. That'd be hysterical.
You got like God. You know, like your just wrists are like this because of how many times you've had to hit stuff.
If we
Actually,
get-
it could be funny if you went on the news too and and actually held a stack and said, "All right, well, this is what I call my my grandma bracket. It's like pick things I would think my grandma would pick, and then you go like this. This is my regional bracket. I picked my favorite
Yeah.
states, and literally until the news is like
be
local news
hysterical.
report. That's actually kind
and
of
it'd be like a lot, and you could have a lot of like stoolies like even help you out. Like just fill out anything you want, and even it might be the same.
Create an email
The
address.
chances
enter
that
it.
ours are going to be the same is not. So just keep going. It'd be hysterical. Next year, put that in the ticket.
all right. I have the number.
That's gonna be so much work.
I have the number. I believe this is correct, not positive. Ready? 9 quintillion, 223 quadrillion, 372 trillion, 36 billion,
Just stop.
854,775,808.
I get this.
There's
you
not enough
entertained
email
it for a little while.
variations.
Like, yeah, it'd be funny. Like, you're so dumb.
I'm so dumb.
No, me.
Oh,
No,
him to
Marty.
fill that out.
No, but it's kind of. But still,
I think that's correct. I'm not positive.
it also would be funny to see if you filled out. Let's a realistic number.
100 each.
No, you could do more than 100.
No, think about like how easy it is. Like, because you start changing. Like, you create your first one, and then you just adjust. Like, okay, you start just adjusting the title game.
I
Then you
think we
change
can make
Final Four,
5,000.
and-
I think we can make 5,000 brackets.
Yo, with these,
1250
yeah,
each?
especially on the computer.
on the computer, and then if we get stoolies, we get 10,000 brackets.
And one of them you think has
The
to be
thing is-
perfect?
One of them has to come at least close.
Marty, you're forgetting how many email addresses we have to create
That's
to
the
sign
tough
up.
part.
to
That
enter.
is the
That's
the
a tough part. But like these, like you could, you're gonna leave out the 16s. Like those takes out a lot. You don't need the 16s
But
aren't
then
going.
2019,
One,
you're fucked.
yeah,
There's
but
gonna be
1
sequence.
year, like that's a reason why 1 year's only happened. It'd be fun time.
People get it through the first weekend.
Yeah, this year was
Actually, you know what would be
No one.
interesting?
No one.
Is if we all did it and see how many different variations we have. Like,
Yeah.
would we ever come up with the same?
But the thing is, if we got 10,000, we got past that first weekend, we're one of the perfect ones. Would be so funny. You don't need the whole thing.
Yeah, just the first weekend.
just the first
Even just the
weekend.
first day would have been cool.
We would parade.
This week I was four
yeah.
for 4 this year. My first 4 games, I'm like, it's gonna be me.
Yeah,
And then Iowa.
exactly. But if you fucking it would be funny to brag for 3 days after being like, I got a perfect one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have. Do you still have a Final Four?
I don't think
When
so.
we
I
gave it
have
out,
three.
I'm pretty sure I still have a Final Four alive.
I have
Your whole
3.
Final
I'm
Four?
down to 3.
I'm pretty sure I had the whole Final
You
Four.
have all?
Gonzaga, UCLA, Arizona,
UCLA.
which now I'm hating,
Kids.
and Kansas.
All right, good for Rico. Yeah, so that's the South region. Arizona, Houston, Michigan, Villanova should both be fantastic games. All right, let's get to our interview with Providence head coach Ed Cooley. But before we do, it's Dude Wipes. Go to dudewipes.com and use code MOB20 for 20% off your entire order. Dudes, we need to have a serious chat about your bathroom habit. It's time to quit shitty, scratchy toilet paper and switch to Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes are extra large flushable wipes made with the plant source fibers designed to give your butt a cleaner, more refreshing finish than TP after dropping a deuce. Dude Wipes will change your life. Your butt will thank you, and you'll never look at an empty toilet paper roll the same way again. They also have other great personal care products like Dude Powder and Dude Shower Body Wipes, perfect for other sticky situations. You can find everything at Amazon or Dude Wipes at Walmart and Target nationwide. Go to dudewipes.com and use code MOB20 for 20% off your entire order. All right, here he is, the big dog, the head coach of the Providence Friars, Ed Cooley. All right, it is time to welcome on a very special, familiar face and special guest. It is the head coach of the Providence Friars. The first ever guest on the show is back. It's Ed Cooley. The Friars, of course, the number 4 seed, taking on number 1 Kansas in the Sweet 16 in Chicago on Friday night. So, thank you, Coach, once again for joining us once again. Back in the second weekend, taking on number 1 Kansas. But first, let's reflect on the opening weekend. Everyone said you guys were too lucky to be a number 4 seed. You were a 2-point favorite against South Dakota State. You beat them by 9, and then you smoke Richmond by 28. What's the overall takeaway from the opening weekend?
It's a credit to our players' determination. It's a credit to their emotional and mental toughness. It's a credit to the preparation. And again, as you win by 30, it's a win or it's a loss. So we've been very fortunate. We're getting back healthy. We feel we're playing as well as we can play, and we're just excited to continue to advance, to live this madness called March, not March called madness.
That's gotta feel good though. I mean, I know you don't look at the media headlines. You don't have to look at that. You know what your team is. You won the Big East in the regular season. Like, you know what your team is. But it is for me, it was nice to say, like, fuck you. Providence does deserve to be here. Not you. Providence does deserve to be here. And it felt great for you guys to be in the Sweet 16. I'm like, my guys, I almost feel like I'm on the team.
You are on the team. You are on the team. All you guys are on the team. The fact that I can come on here with you guys and be as comfortable and understand, like, you guys are learning a lot about our program and a lot about who we are as people, not so much the coaches. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that from a coach's perspective.
We appreciate you more than you know, believe me.
How do you balance the achievement so far? Like, nobody said you were going to make it to the Sweet 16, but also still looking at the goal at hand, because the goal is obviously a national championship. Like, you have, are you telling guys, those conversations? Are you trying to block it out? Like, hey, you guys have had a great season so far. It's like, well, it's not done. Like, are you directly talking to them, or how are the guys kind of balancing that out?
One thing you'll learn about me, I'm incredibly transparent with our players. There's no secrets. There's no hiding something. If you're fortunate enough to get to the second weekend, the Final Four is in your sight. It's in your eyes. You know what I mean? It's right there. And I think you got to have that conversation. You can't get there unless you take care of the present. So, yes, it's nice. I'm very, very grateful. I'm happy for our players. I'm happy for our AD president, fans, supporters. Yet at the end of the day, you have to stay dialed into the present. You can't overthink. You can't be happy just to be there. That's not how I live or how I coach. Our job is to stay patient. Our job is to stay focused. Our job is to stay dialed in. And, hey, if you want to continue to advance, you're going to have to do some little things, and you got to get lucky, fellas. Let's call it what it is.
And to that point a little bit, you guys had 2 double-digit seeds in the first round. Now you go to one of the best teams in the country, a number 1 seed in Kansas. So how does the prep change, if at all, seeing what Bill Self brings to the table rather than those 2, not fully mid-majors, but South Dakota State and Richmond aren't Power 5, Power 6 teams. So when you see Kansas, does the vibe change in the locker room in terms of prep?
I think I don't think the vibe changes. I think the name changes. You know what I mean? Like, and again, if you get in the field of 68 and South Dakota State, I mean, they won 21 straight. Richmond came on and they were really, really hot and beat who I thought was one of the best teams the last 10, 11 games in Iowa. Anybody has that chance. The vibe didn't change. The focus changes because of, I think, the enormity of the Kansas brand. But we're who we are. Everybody says, well, you don't have a first-team all-conference player. You don't have this. You don't have that. You know what we got? We got us. We got toughness. We got grit. We got determination. We got something in our blood that's like, yo, don't doubt us. I'm not saying we're going to win the game. I'm not saying we're going to lose the game, but somebody's going to feel Providence's presence. I can tell you that.
And that's all you could ask for, especially against Kansas. So my always thing I wondered, like, these 3 days, even for a fan, I'm a Duke fan, right? These are 3 days I get to, like, I can't wait for the games. I can't wait for the games, even as a fan. So how do these guys, like, obviously they're excited. they're probably a little nervous. But how do you get them to just be like, hey, it's just another game? And it's not like, I feel you are transparent. Are you telling them, like, yes, this is a big game, but we can do this, right?
Talk to them about, hey, we've played so many big games, and we've been fortunate to play in the Big East where we play in front of sold-out arenas just about every night. You got to, hey, man, let's embrace this. Yeah, I'm nervous too. I'm nervous. I'm thinking, how do I guard Abaji? How do we guard McCormick? Brown is really good. I mean, Wilson is really hard off the bounce. I'm nervous as hell, but try to embrace this moment. And I talked with our players every time at the beginning of this year. We got to leave your mark. What is your mark as this team, this 2021-22 Friar team? What is your legacy? What is your mark? And it's still growing. It's still growing. It's still growing. Come on, man. Hey, everybody's nervous. They're nervous too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
Yes.
Embrace it, fellas. It's a good time. The fact that we're having this conversation, we're doing all right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's true too. Like, I know they're Kansas, but they're obviously nervous as well. It's a Sweet 16. There's a reason why when 16 teams are left, it is nerve-wracking because you want to get to New Orleans, you want to get to that Final Four, and you guys have your sights on it. So I'm excited to see you guys play.
I'm pumped. I'm telling you, I'm excited. Coach Self and the job that he's done. I mean, man, great guy. He's really good coming out of timeouts. He uses his personnel well. And we kind of mirror one another as far as styles of play. They're gritty. They're tough. They go 4-round-1. McCormick's a monster in there. Abaji arguably is one of the most developed players I've seen in a long time from freshman year to now. Both teams are older. Ours may be a little bit older. Yet at the same time, and they got some studs. They got some dudes, man.
Yeah. You talk about their depth. What matchup do you think poses, I guess, the most difficult matchup for you guys, and which one do you think is in your favor?
I think they're all tough matchups. I'm going to bed and I'm like, okay, how are we stopping them? And okay, man, what about this dude? Oh man, he's hitting from 35 feet. This one's athletic. They're throwing lobs. I just think it's going to be a chess match. And when it comes to this here, I'm still learning too. I'm growing and I'm learning. To me, I'm just going to talk about our will and our want. I don't know what advantage we have. I don't know what disadvantage we have. I know it's man on man. I know it's 94 feet of opportunity with 2 baskets, 2 backboards, and about 20,000 people. Block out the noise. Stay present. How do we win 10 4-minute wars? How do we win 10 4-minute wars? And that's how we've broken down the entire year as far as 10 4-minute games. Can we win by 1 each war? Can we go even? Try not to lose a war by more than 2 so you're always right where you need to be.
The officiating has been bad. Have you thought about putting 7 guys on the floor? They might not catch it.
I'm a big fan of officiating, and again, I try to, and I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. I try to put myself in their shoes. You got to make so many quick decisions so fast. And I always think of guys, it's going to be a missed call here, missed call there. But at the end, if there's a critical call, that one call shouldn't define the moment of the game. Is it tough? Is it hard? I'm a big fan because I know how hard their job is, and it's not always going to be right. Just like when we coach, it's not always going to be right. I hear what you're saying. If I can play 7-on-5 against Kansas, we still have a tough time.
It's a much nicer answer than what I would have given. So
That's
credit
fair.
to you.
So, Coach, no matter how this season ends, you guys have plenty of accomplishments this season. One of them that stands out, I think, to me and all college basketball fans, the triple overtime game against Xavier. I think that was one of, if not the best games in college basketball this year. Where does it rank for you? Because that was just pure chaos from start to finish.
After that game, I'm walking out the back door. I'm like, I am exhausted. I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't do anything. What stood out to me about that game was the energy in the Dunkin' Donuts Center. I got to get you guys up there. It is. I played in a lot of buildings. Sure. Our fans. It was an amazing. I think our fans won that game. Our fans willed us and willed us and willed us and willed us. It was exciting. All I remember after that game was, I said, I felt like I played 55 minutes, and exhausted. So one of the more fun games that I've been part of. I was happy we got the win. We've had a lot of close games. We had, we're the Friars. We win close games.
Speaking of your fans, are you a Taylor Swift fan as well?
So great. I mean, I'm an old school cat, as you know. Barry White, Luther Vandross.
He drops the voice.
Hey Barry, right. So I've heard of Taylor Swift. She's very talented. She has a home down in Rhode Island. But the song they played at the dunk, they say, Coach, I can't hear anything when you're coaching. So I downloaded the song. It's nice. It's a nice song, but it's not Keith Sweat. It's not my boy Luther.
Just picturing fucking you listening to Taylor Swift in your car going like this, I could be like, what the shit's going on?
It's like, I don't see
Hold on, fellas. No, fellas. Hold on, seriously. Hold on 1 second. I literally downloaded the song. I downloaded this. I'm like, what the hell is this? And you know what? Here it is right here. I downloaded it. It's actually addicting.
Yo, I'm in.
That's it.
I fucking love this song. I'm in. I'm gonna be at the dunk singing this like I'm on stage like her. Look at this.
Hey, and I tell you what, it pops in the dunk. So I'm like,
Yeah.
These people are going absolutely nuts when the song comes on. I'm like, what are they saying? What does it mean? It's a lot of love in there, man. It's a lot of love in there, fellas. It's a lot of love in there.
Connection to the United Center PA guy and the DJ, and they need to play it this weekend. It'll bring you guys some good fortune to beat Kansas.
I hope. Guys, I can tell you, as a person that grew up here, the excitement that's around our program, and I hope it's some program. I'm very, very proud of our players. I'm very proud of our staff. I mean, I have head coaches on our bench that I think ADs and search firms to miss it out on. There's a secret sauce that's been here, and they've been the ingredient. They've been amazing, and I hope they get an opportunity to run their own program because they've been spectacular.
I've always wondered this. You're in the Sweet 16, right? National stage. Who's reached out to you, like, out of the woodwork, and who's asked for tickets that you were like, where the hell have you been? Like, are the exes coming back? Are they trying to get tickets? You got celebrities. We know Drake is a clout chaser. Who's looking to get tickets this weekend, and who's a Providence fan coming around?
You guys are crazy. You guys are nuts. I've gotten some calls. I mean, I try to stay dialed in and locked into the moment. The same ones call and ask for tickets or whatever. That's only X amount of tickets, and you got to get to Chicago. But I haven't had like around the country. We built great relationships with former players, alum, called to wish you the best of luck. So that's been fun. Chris Dunn and David reaching out, Khalif Young. It's just been a player from Boston College, University of Rhode Island when I was an assistant there. Some of my UMass Dartmouth players when I was really young assistant. That's been fun.
Yeah. I just didn't know if God Shamgod was like, hey, Coach, never met you, but I need 40,
I mean, this is also like Rico would be this guy. Like, he texts Mike Bray. Mike Bray has no idea who the fuck he is. He just texts him, good game, Coach, and Mike Bray sends a clover to him. So make sure Rico never has your number, please.
Yeah, hey, Rico, if you text me, I don't know if there'll be tickets up there, but I got you. I appreciate it. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Thanks.
You can go to United Center and give your name, but, there may be a -7 tickets.
I'm not trying to infringe the relationship. I was looking for a funny story of somebody who may have reached out.
Yeah, but
no. I mean, I wish there was one to share. No, I don't got one. I don't have one. I wish there was one to share.
They just listen. This is Barstool Sports. Like, how it's like. What'd you say? Will and away at Providence, like Barstool Sports. It's like shit on Rico any chance you get. That's our tagline.
Oh, poor Rico. We're so sorry. It's okay, buddy.
Coach, I got one more for you. Fill in the blank.
Give it to me.
Providence beats Kansas if.
Great question. Providence beats Kansas if we're tougher, we understand personnel, and our fight and our will and their want is greater than anything they've done up to this point.
Oh, baby. Oh, got the chills. Let's go, Coach. I'm fucking hyped up.
Let's get it. Let's get it, fellas. I love seeing you guys. I listen to you guys all the time, and I'm in tears listening.
Well, it's we'll end on a positive note. We only have one person in it, but the Bench Mob Hall of Fame, the committee, has named you a finalist. Now you are 99% in, but I will say when you beat Kansas, and in the post game, some reporter says what's been the key all season? You'd be like, to be honest with you, the Bench Mob really gave us a boost. If we get on those airwaves, you're 1,000% in. But I'm just letting you know, either way, you're about 99% in. You are a finalist for the Bench Mob Hall of Fame. There's only one other person in the Hall of Fame, so congratulations on your honor. You know what?
I appreciate that. I'm in the Hall of Fame in the bathroom, so I'll be happy to, I'll be happy to get in now. But here's the deal: if we're fortunate enough to advance, a shout out is definitely coming.
See how that works?
That's why you're our guy.
You get a nice plaque from Staples. We go out to Staples in the morning. We get it for you. It's nice.
My guys, this has been as fun as always. I appreciate my dudes. I want you guys at the dump next year so we can go out to eat and kick it. All right?
Absolutely.
We will be there.
Coach will also be in New Orleans next week. If you're fortunate enough to be there, we would love to say hello as well. So that's Ed Cooley, head coach of the Providence Friars, taking on #1 Kansas in the Sweet 16. Coach, best of luck. We'll be pulling for you, and go Friars.
Hey, you guys are the best.
All right, that was Ed Cooley of Providence. How can you not root for this guy for the rest of this tournament? That speech he gave about how he's going to beat Kansas.
I actually got the chills.
Yeah.
I did. But really, I'm not going to lie, this game's bigger for us than him. If he wins, we get a shout out. That's way bigger for us.
Hall of Fame. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, of course.
Like to hold it up.
He probably forgot that he's already going to be in it, but it doesn't matter. It's cool as fuck, though, to have a guy where it's like he owes us nothing. Owes us absolutely nothing. Was our first guest, came on when we wanted him to, and felt bad about not being able to come on the selection show.
Right.
To make up for it, he wanted to come in when he's in the Sweet 16, which is way bigger. That's how I just wanted to be basketball aside, him as a guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think his attitude and him being loose is going to translate onto the court, if that makes sense.
For sure.
He might be shitting his, let's face it, he could be very nervous privately.
He said he's nervous.
I know,
never made
but
the
he's
Sweet
not
16 at Providence.
Yeah.
Right. He's not translating that to his team, or he's not. It doesn't look like he's.
I think the thing is the
giving
way
that off.
No, I think he is, which I think why I like him so much. Where he's not being dude, this is another game. It's very transparent. He's this is a big game. Kansas is really good. We can beat them, but I think he's just very forward with them. You know what I mean?
Meant was not. I don't think they're going to play scared.
They for sure aren't going to play scared.
They
don't
just
think
not
they're
even
just going to roll over. Yeah,
right. So
they're still we're not talking about St. Peter's here. We're talking
this
Providence,
is a real team that's
in the
beaten,
Big East.
This team beat UConn, Texas Tech. They lost to Villanova twice, but Texas Tech's one of the best teams in the country, and they beat them.
National championship.
They beat them in December. They beat Wisconsin. They beat Vermont.
That Big East. Listen, conference play is difficult. I know the Big East kind of flamed out in this tournament, relatively, right?
It's two teams.
Yeah.
Marquette out low, Creighton out low. Who else made the tournament?
Great.
Seton Hall, bloodbath. UConn out in the first round. That's flaming out.
No.
Two in the Sweet 16 who should have gotten to the Sweet 16. Does that make sense? 4 and a 2.
Well, everyone, including me, at Iowa.
So far, no one has outperformed their seed. That's not enough. I'm just saying.
No, Providence shouldn't. They weren't supposed to be here, technically. I know
at the beginning of the year.
All right, I guess that's
even during the tournament, people were they were the sexiest.
2-point favorites against South Dakota State.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's fine. That's splitting hairs. But truthfully, a 4 should make the Sweet 16, seed-wise, as it goes. Either way, that conference is difficult.
Yeah.
And they ran through it, and they keep saying hey, you win close games. Maybe we're just good and we don't lose it. I guess what would the flip side have been? If Providence record in close games was 3-14, Cooley doesn't know what he's doing at the end. Well, why is there no credit when he's doing well? So it's interesting how they spin things in the media, which I guess will never change.
Yeah, no, they have a real chance against Kansas. We'll break down that game more in depth a little bit later in the show, but let's get to it. Back to our regional preview for the Sweet 16. All right, before we move on to the last two region previews, we want to remind you about Body Armor. Find Body Armor Edge at 7-Eleven or order on Amazon. The big tournament is here, and we're staying hydrated and energized with Body Armor Edge. From the makers of our favorite sports drink, Body Armor, Edge has 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes to keep you going through another crazy tournament. Plus, it's got antioxidants, B vitamins, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. It's more than a sports drink, it's Body Armor Edge. They just came out with 2 new flavors, Strawberry Slam and Watermelon Wave. Push through the highs and lows of the tournament with our favorite sports drink and caffeine, Body Armor Edge. Find Body Armor Edge at 7-Eleven or order on Amazon.
Marty loves the watermelon wave.
I love the watermelon wave. It's one of the best flavors that I've ever heard of, to be honest.
Body Armor Edge is fantastic. I also guzzle down their water. It's fantastic water. We have it around the office. I go through dozens a week. So yeah, Body Armor Edge, 7-Eleven or order on Amazon. All right, over to the East region where Cinderella awaits. Number 15, St. Peter's versus number 3, Purdue. By the way, subscribe to our Bench Mob YouTube channel. We'll have a video coming out on Thursday. It'll come out. We're touring Wednesday. We're going to walk around the St. Peter's campus and see how much buzz there is for their Cinderella
It's going to take you 42 seconds to walk through that campus.
That was weird you said 42 seconds because I said I think it'd be funny if we just do the video and do like length to length of the campus, and if it's 42 seconds, we just put it out as 42 seconds. Like, don't even, just like that's what it is.
It's not even like a number associated with anything. We just came up with
just said 42.
We spent too much time around each other last week. That's why.
This game, I'm taking St. Peter's because I want fun. You'll know in 5 minutes if they come out hot and up 10, it's over. They're gonna blow them out. St. Peter's ain't gonna come back. If they keep it close. Like I said, St. Peter's won this tournament already. Only thing you're gonna remember from this tournament, the champion and St. Peter's.
And when Duke lost. I'm saying that genuinely.
That was the champion.
If Duke doesn't win the championship, that's what people will remember.
Put an asterisk on that.
Yeah,
possible. It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed. You guys thought they wouldn't even be here.
No, that's not true.
No, I like that draw. I didn't think they were getting.
No. Okay.
I thought if Davidson won, they wouldn't be here. And then I thought
regardless, though,
Duke would be here.
I am right though, right? St. Peter's won this tournament. Like they're going to be talked about forever. They beat Kentucky. They beat Murray State. If it gets close, if they're 5 points, 3 points even away in the second half, their assholes are going to tighten up Purdue. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, holy, if you give them a glimmer of hope, they're going to be like, oh, fuck, we're going to let everyone down again. Like this game, it's theirs to lose. So it's like, I think you just take St. Peter's. Like, you don't take them crazy high, like amount of money. Just put a unit on them and enjoy that game.
I disagree. While it's fun, you keep
saying you disagree, but the first half is completely
different. Oh yeah, it's definitely fun. Who am I rooting for to win this game? Ultimately, it's St. Peter's, without a doubt. Like St. Peter's should make the final. That's fucking insane. Gambling, Purdue's gonna run them out of the building, and I also think Holloway's a good coach. Painter's a great coach. He gets 4 days to prepare. This game being on Friday probably hurts St. Peter's a little bit. I think Purdue first half. I've already played it. Purdue first half is one of my heavier plays of the weekend.
Well, the thing is, I don't even think St. Peter's I don't think they record their games, so I don't think you could even do film.
Like they're not on Synergy.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
Riggs, what were some of those?
They got expense.
That is an all-time gamesmanship move. You're supposed to send game film, and you send them an empty tape. There's always high school football. There's always a team that shows up. And it's like, you fucking sent this empty tapes, and they get fucking wild.
So Rico brought it up. There is a Twitter thread.
I get it. You don't have to quote who the guy is.
Let's just put it.
Nope. Let's just put it that way.
Another one.
He doesn't need any more free beefs. You found the thread. It's a great blog, but the guy doesn't need any more free pub.
He's a former staff member on St. Peter's.
What do you have against Ryan Patrick Warner? He has 362 followers.
He goes and says the game. I know the kid personally.
Who's that?
He doesn't need any more pub.
This guy who has the St. Peter's thread of like cool nuggets about them, and he just has a beef with him. Like, what is it?
It's not beef. He's just annoying. I know the kid personally.
Why do you know him personally?
What?
How do you know him personally?
Neighborhoods, reffing.
Oh, he's a Staten rat?
No, he's a Brooklyn guy. He's annoying.
That's fine. You know, as long as you actually know him, it's not like one of those
it's a big
tweet
difference.
guys.
He actually does. This guy's followed by Rico and KFC of all 2 people.
Yeah, now I can't
342
unfollow.
followers.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
just
stuff.
he's a woodwork guy. Season him at Barstool and like I don't really talk to you and you come out of the woodwork. He's a woodwork guy. It's a woodwork like that annoys me. Like I don't really talk to you and you're a woodwork guy.
I understand, but it was pretty nice things.
It's not horrific. I'm just saying it's wood. Like to look at it and clear it like that. Like I shouldn't have to
won't
clear
read
those
it because it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
But
That's nice
It's
for
what it
Rico.
is.
All right,
No,
so this
no,
seems
it's
like
like
a real
nice.
beef or like a real.
no, I don't know if it now. I'm on Ryan's side.
Oh,
Why is that?
Those are nice. Like I understand. Like I have people come out of the woodworks all the time, but
Yeah.
that's what happens. Like people are like, oh, you're doing well, and you just don't answer. But that one, guy want to get beers.
Woodwork.
all right.
He's getting
What-
weird. Yeah.
What did our friend
All right,
Ryan
so-
have to say?
So it was like our players could not blast music during team lifts because the weight room boarded on classrooms going on, not physical ed class. The weight rooms wall literally was a border with the philosophy 101 class. So they would literally interrupt classes while working out. My favorite one, or this isn't the favorite one. There was a game canceled against Manhattan because there was a leak in the roof, and that was supposed to be an ESPNU game.
We've seen that a few times though with other schools.
But full-on canceled has been rare.
Yeah, it's usually a delay.
Yeah. Press conferences were held in yoga spin studios downstairs,
That's true.
and there was a pool in the stadium area where they would rent it out to any paying customer. Visiting coach was walking downstairs for a post-game interview, would regularly encounter just screaming kids in swim gear and random people in towels post-workout. My favorite one was they were playing Iona. Yeah, they're playing Iona. And Iona was at St. Peter's. During warm-up, someone took a jumper, it hit the rim, and the rim just completely fell off the basket, and there was a 40-minute delay because they had to go get a new basket installed.
And this is what I'm saying.
Imagine if your buddy's the one that hits the rim. Like, you talk shit about that for years.
Purdue's
With an
got
actual
everything
rim.
handed to them. They got boosters. They got the insane arena. This team has nothing to lose, St. Peter's. They're like, holy
Except
shit,
their
we're
coach.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. They're
gonna
happy
make them,
for us.
They're gonna
coach.
make them take a bus, right?
Yeah, they can't
They're
afford to
yeah,
fly.
it's Philly. They
Well, it's
have
only
to.
to Philly, yeah.
I know.
They still
They
take the train.
They still
Yeah.
can't
Or the
afford to
train,
fly.
yeah.
They can't afford shit.
Yeah. Crazy.
But hey, this is okay. This
My
is the
hometown
spot.
now.
This is the spot where Cinderella dies in the past.
Yeah,
They
FGCU,
rare, yeah.
Oral Roberts, so history says this is it for them, but they can make history.
But
once again.
history is also Purdue chokes in the tournament.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's history against history.
Yeah. The immovable force against the, what is it?
It's
What's
the
that saying?
immovable object.
Immovable
right?
object against an
Object
unstoppable
against,
force. There we
Yeah.
go.
One thing you got to worry about. His name's Jaden Ivy. If he gets
Immovable
cooking,
object, unstoppable force.
if he gets cooking, there's 0% chance they could
They
win
have
because they're
nobody-
big.
If you
so
were
don't
Painter,
care.
how many times would you just directly give him the ball and clear everybody out?
94 times.
First 9 possessions?
Every time.
No,
he
you
goes
start
top
your
four.
That's
regular
what I'm
offense to start. You start running your regular shit just to see
disagree.
what they do, and then you just go, okay, now it's Jaden Ivey turn.
Yeah.
I'd give it to him right away and say, here's our best guy. Let's see what you can do to stop him.
Yep.
Yeah, and St. Peter's, they need Doug Eddert to make 15 threes again. Casey Nadefo to him against Travion.
Who's the white guy? Ugly
Doug
guy?
Eddert.
That
Doug.
guy
Yeah.
is
Doug.
perfect for March. Like you'll never remember him, but that curly-headed bastard just is something. He's
The
fun.
mustache too, like
Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
hey,
he does.
why not root for St. Peter's? It's
I am. Go
a chance
Sam-
to be one win away from
I'll
the
be.
Final
I'll go
Four.
to the parade in Jersey City. We go on the balcony bed and watch it.
that would be
We
great
like it.
content.
Yeah.
Just
I
to
feel like
make
they'll
the
throw a
balcony
parade if they make the Final Four.
They are throwing
They'll
a
throw a
parade no
parade for
matter
making
what.
the Sweet 16.
They're already throwing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun.
They show them like the students
They'll
watching
get
it.
rings for this. They're going to
Yeah.
get a
Yeah,
conference
Mixie-
ring and a
Mixie
Sweet
will be
16
on a
ring.
float, I'm sure.
And their coach is
Gone.
gonna be thanking them all for all right, you got me a job for life.
He's the guy,
Yeah.
right? He's got Seton Hall locked up.
Kevin Willard literally said, hire Shanine Holloway. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's so funny because you have this small school from Jersey City taking on Purdue on the other side of the bracket. It's the Blue Bloods. It's North Carolina and UCLA. So the gear and the concourses, I love my March Madness hoodies. It's going to be blue blood, Purdue, St. Peter's Peacock.
Yeah,
Like,
it's gonna be awesome.
what do we make of this game?
I like UNC here. What's the spread?
2.5.
2.5. I like UNC here. What's the injury?
It sounds like Jaime Jaquez is going to play for UCLA.
But that's still like he
Not
was
100%.
But
injured,
yeah,
not
what
100%.
percent? Right. Yeah,
Does he try and go because it's March and he's not 100%? UNC is just like they dominated. I know they fucking almost lost, but they did dominate Baylor. They still got it done.
They looked really fucking good against Baylor.
Yeah, they should have never got to overtime, but they still got it done, which is almost more impressive. Usually when you lose that big of a lead, you're losing in overtime.
You just roll over and die. Yeah.
But this is a game that's a nightmare for me. I fucking hate UNC. I had this thought where should I wear the UNC stuff because they do keeps winning in it, but I
So
can't.
does UNC.
I can't do it. Yeah, I can't. I was like, dude, I've looked at my Instagram. I'm like screaming about Duke. I didn't even realize. I totally forgot I had the UNC stuff on. And I look like an idiot. So
I had
the
that
bet's
take
over.
saved, Marty. I had that take saved about. I was either going to ask you before the game or if and when Duke loses. Like, do you kind of wish you just wore like the good luck Carolina? Also,
Yeah.
one of the low-key funniest clips of the weekend was you freaking out on Rico about being a fake Duke fan as you're dressed in a full North Carolina jersey.
And again, no one ever knows the context or anything. They're like, oh, you're a fake fan. You would be wearing. I'm like, bro, do you think I'd be wearing this? It's amazing. Where
Also cold out. Like you're
Yeah.
just wearing a full jersey
Yeah.
to a bar.
on Twitter, I'm not allowed to make any type of joke. I think
It's
I'm
social
just an
media.
idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. Brady Manick, meanwhile, of course, was ejected earlier. You could have argued at the time he was the best player in the tournament
He
in terms of
The re-
performance
that's
in
the
two
reason-
games, right? He was shooting lights out in both games.
Yeah,
That's
he's
the
up
reason
there.
why they came back. Dude, he shoots like he
Yeah.
is Larry Bird. He shoots like he knows it's going in every single
And
time.
it has been.
Yeah.
So,
fuck
They
for
can't
him.
possibly shoot
But
like that
here's-
all the way through, right?
Yeah. You'd think.
I mean, he could, but isn't the bigger fear like, yeah, like UNC fell apart for a little bit because of that, like the bullshit call, they eject him. Then you had some questionable other calls, but like also UNC just could not inbound the ball. Like they were just shucking it away. Now you get fucking Mick. Like,
Is,
Mick lives on defense.
Is the ACC the Pac-12 of last year's tournament?
Yes.
I said that on day one. I said the ACC is going to be the Pac-12.
I mean, I know I'm
Fucking-
been
here they
just
are.
making jokes of it, but it is funny to see like UNC being Sweet 16 is wild.
They could have what, three Elite Eight teams?
Yeah,
Could have three
Yeah, I
Final
mean,
Four
Miami
teams.
and the
like realistically
And-
though, I'm saying
what's
realistically it could be
crazy?
3 Elite 8 teams.
and what's crazy is there's literally like
sidebar. Ignore.
What do you say?
The Elite Eight comes before the Final Four,
What do you
right?
say?
He's already doing Final. Like to get to the Final Four, you have to have Elite Eight, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
just-
know, but I'm
okay.
saying to make it even
All right,
crazier.
No,
you should have
time-
three
Jake,
final
Jake
time
likes to
teams.
do the most obvious things to make you sound dumb.
They could have three
You know?
championship
Jesus.
teams.
No,
Oh,
thanks,
yeah.
Jake. We know how the
Time
bracket
out,
works.
Nope,
Yep.
they
Time out,
can't.
time
You
out.
fell into the trap.
Timeout. He's secretly mean a little bit.
He's so mean. He's
Yeah.
gotten meaner
Yeah.
this year.
Time
Oh,
in,
I've-
time-
I've-
time
Well,
in,
we
time-
had like our
time
innocent
in.
Jake, and he
I've
was
stopped
like, wait, time out,
holding
time out, time out,
everything
time
in.
out,
Let's
time
just
out,
say.
Time out again.
Time out real fast. He's really mean.
I
Like
think so.
sometimes just like put you down like he's your dad. It's like, Dad, I just want to watch basketball. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
All right, time in.
Sometimes just gonna call it how it is.
What
That's
do you,
all.
I don't know what he's talking
Time
about.
out too, like triggers. Like I'd rather get COVID than him talk to me like a child. Time in.
Time in.
What were you saying, Jake?
Yeah, no, none of that was on the podcast.
No, not at all. Anyways,
Jake, yeah, what they could win? They could be in the Final Four.
They could be.
Also,
there could be three
yeah.
Final Four teams.
yeah, never know.
In order to have
What's
three
crazy,
Final Four
though, is
teams,
there's,
you have
like,
to have a 3 Elite Eight.
literally 7 shots away from 0 ACC teams winning, like or being in the Sweet 16, which is the beauty and the worst thing about the NCAA tournament. But like Miami, first round game, last second shot.
Yep.
Duke, Michigan State down to the buzzer.
Right.
but like it's and you can't
UNC
even,
overtime, like literally, like that's what it's crazy, and like that's what it's impossible not to make judgments on the NCAA tournament, but also why I try not to put everything on the NCAA tournament because it's literally one shot, and it's like,
but
well, that team fucking sucked.
you also can't say that the ACC got lucky. Like Duke is the only team that should be where they're at right now. UNC beat a 1, Miami beat a 2. So it's like,
Right.
and Miami beat the fuck out of a 2. So it's
Yeah,
like you
no.
can't even say they got lucky to get to the Sweet 16, like their draws and stuff. It's like they had tough draws.
And Virginia
Right.
Tech. Virginia
I
Tech
just-
did what they were supposed to do. Lost in the first round in terms of seed.
Yeah.
Okay. Notre Dame overperformed. So those two cancel each other out. Miami's now overperformed. Carolina's overperformed. And
Duke is
I
where
guess
they're
you could kind of say Duke as a dog beats Texas Tech. They're supposed to get to the Elite Eight, but I think they're overperforming a little bit as well. Like,
I know
whatever.
what
The ACC didn't fall flat.
And Notre
Let's put it
Dame-
that way. Mountain West did, I'll tell you that
We're
much.
talking about Duke,
Always.
Texas Tech also, but like
Big Ten fell
Notre
flat,
Dame
too.
almost beat Texas Tech.
Mhm.
They
Yes.
were in that game. They could have
Yeah,
dealt
I mean,
won.
he's a fucking great coach.
And Duke also beat the fuck out of Notre Dame. No, you can't look at it like that. Tournament's different, but it's just like, all right, that actually gave me hope that like, all right, we can definitely play with.
Oh,
these
they'll be
guys.
back to having 7 or 8 teams next year in the tournament.
Who?
ACC.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So if this is a down year for them, they still have 3 teams hanging around. That's got to feel good for the conference. All right, let's wrap up with the Midwest region, and we'll rapid fire some of the coaching carousel news because there's been a lot the last 2 days. But before we do, we want to remind you about Bare Bottom Clothing. Go to barebottomclothing.com/bench to get free shipping on your first purchase. The most comfortable time of the year is almost here. Yup, that's short season. Bare Bottom Clothing wants to help you make the most of the outdoors with their lineup of insanely comfortable shorts and swim trunks. Their stretch shorts feature durable yet flexible fabric and a stretchy elastic waistband that have earned thousands of 5-star reviews. Bare Bottom stretch swim trunks are also next level, designed to be worn all day with a super soft anti-chafe liner and quick dry coating. The team at Bare Bottom has spent years perfecting their fabrics and fits, so you can trust that you're getting nothing but the best. Sold exclusively through their site, you're going right to the source for premium threads without the premium price. Check out their latest styles at barebottomclothing.com/bench and get your free shipping on your first purchase. That's barebottomclothing.com/bench. Marty is rocking his khaki shirt right now.
I wore a sweatshirt yesterday on a walk. It's beautiful.
I'm getting so excited about St. Peter's. I just keep seeing things. Like Bob Hurley's at their practice right now. Like I'm just loving them.
Yeah, it's
They
a
have
fantastic story. All
Well,
timer.
that makes sense. His son coaches nearby at Wagner, so.
Anyways, the Midwest region. Friday night, number 1 Kansas, number 4 Providence. So chalk up top. And then down low, we're guaranteed to have an Elite 8 double-digit seed with number 10 Miami and number 11 Iowa State. I'm kind of bummed that Iowa State Miami is the last game because I feel like I wish it was first. Just get it out of the way.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game.
I almost
No, get it first.
I'd
Actually,
rather-
no. Iowa
I'd
State
rather-
could be shitty. I'm on Miami.
I'd
You're
rather
right.
first
I take
game-
that back.
fuck
Yeah.
it. Like
Get that out of
last
the way.
game, I'm gonna like we might just start doing our after midnight
At halftime?
bet. Yeah, because I don't even want to. I don't care about the game. I'll be completely honest.
Well, it'll also
gonna
be
watch
North
it.
Carolina UCLA at the same time.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah, but like it is tough when that game you're just like it's one of 4 for the day.
Like imagine if we had Duke last, we'd always have that to look
Yeah.
forward to.
It's at 10
Yes.
o'clock, right?
Yeah.
10 o'clock is so late.
It's
Yeah.
very late.
And it's gonna be a grind where it's like it's in halftime, it's gonna be like 28-22, and you're just like, I don't want to watch one more fucking second. of
What
this.
time's the
Like,
first tip? 7:30?
7:09.
Oh,
Is it? Okay. I was
Friday?
going to say, yeah.
Thursday's
they should-
earlier.
They're both 7:09.
Oh, they're both 7:09?
Yeah, it's 7:09, 7:29, and then 30 minutes.
See, I
after
just
each of
think
those.
I just think put the two, what's the
Thursday,
point of
last
20
game is
20
at
minutes?
8:50, right?
No, 9:59, Houston, Arizona.
Yeah, just put the
What?
both of them on together.
Oh my god.
Put them both
trying
at
to
7
stagger it.
Yeah, put them both
I
at
like the
7:09.
20-minute stagger, so we don't have buzzer beaters at the same time.
I guess.
You know, like there's 5 minutes left in the
You
game.
never
and
have to watch a
minute left.
halftime show either.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, so that helps a lot. So yeah, this first game, Kansas and Providence. We'll be light on this because we already talked to Coach Cooley about Kansas Providence. If you guys want to just give your picks, I guess, because we already broke down the majority of it earlier.
going Providence.
7.5.
Yeah, I
right
do
now.
think Providence is going to cut. Kansas is my pick. Listen, to win the game, I still think Kansas is one of the better teams in the tournament, but Providence, like, they just keep fighting. I think they're going to fight right down to the whistle. I think they stay within the number. I'm very worried, to Marty's point, that Providence has nothing to lose in the sense that this is like how they just keep overachieving anywhere. Like, people keep moving things back on them. Oh, they're not that good. They're lucky, this and that. All right,
think
whatever.
this is,
But I think it's going to be a very close game.
I think it's another game where in the first 5 minutes. I really do.
Yeah,
I think Watson
it's like
can give McCormack a lot
11-2
of
real
problems.
quick. I think it might be an overplay because of that. Like I think they
142.
each
Okay.
can just take advantage.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I don't trust Kansas defensively a whole lot.
That's fair. So yeah, the 1-4 held as expected. I guess a lot of people had Iowa, including myself, but total opposite from the bottom of the region. Number 10 Miami, number 11 Iowa State. Am I correct in saying you guys are all in Miami minus 2.5?
1.5. I got that early, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm on Miami.
I'm gonna take Miami, and I'll probably be wrong just because it seems so easy.
The under seems really easy too at 133.5.
I'm on the under
They
as
scored
well.
103 points. You said last.
103 in one game, 113 in the other for Iowa State.
This is a game
That's
where
so-
you take Miami just because if you take Iowa State and then you realize how stupid it was 10 minutes in, you'll piss yourself off. I'd rather just die with Miami.
Yeah.
Did you guys know
Yeah, you're probably right.
Brittany Griner's just hasn't been heard from since February 11th in Russia?
She's still, yeah.
No one's heard a word.
Russia's crazy.
That's we'll leave it at that because I know nothing
Yeah.
about the situation. But that's
Before
nuts.
people actually come for you for politics.
Well, that's not politics.
That's
That's,
not
just like
politics.
where's
Yeah,
she at?
that's true.
Hope
You
she's
know
all
what?
right.
Now that you mentioned Griner, I'm a little scared. On Sunday, during the late games, I was sitting next to PFT, and I got an email from my Twitter that the newest login location was Moscow, Russia.
It's not
I
good.
was like, don't like that when I'm
Maybe-
in the middle of sweating out all these
Maybe
bets.
she's trying to get your Twitter to say, "Hey, help."
What?
me."
Yikes.
Imagine. You talk about you on the news, it's just my bald-ass head sitting there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I thought I
But
was getting
seriously,
hacked.
I hope she's all right. That's fucking crazy. I didn't know no
Seriously.
one heard about her.
Nuts.
Cover.
That's crazy. All right, so that's the Sweet 16 preview. We'll go rapid fire here on the coaching carousel updates, and we'll dive more into this in April after the tournament when we have some more time to spotlight it. But over the last few days, yes,
I think it was Greenberg or someone said, which is true. Every team that gets a coach thinks it's the best hire of all time.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, yeah.
it's a
They
new,
really
it's a new
do. Like,
change.
oh, this
There's
is good.
optimism.
Oh,
And I was talking to my brother about Seton Hall, right? We'll start with Seton Hall real quick.
Sure.
Willard going to Maryland.
And most likely
Is
Holloway.
Holloway
So listen, that's
is that
what
a
I want.
little bit of a jump?
But that's
Are we
what
worried about that?
That's what I want to talk
A little
about.
bit too much of a jump?
And this is coming from a Seton Hall fan. My brother's a diehard. He went there. He's been in misery, but he's like, dude, Willard brought us to an actual program where they were a joke before, right? And you went to Seton Hall.
Oh, I
no?
love Kevin Willard. Kevin Willard put them back on the map after some pretty bad
Did you know they were
years.
in a championship game?
Yeah.
You did know that? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's
No,
a long time ago.
Only
It's
reason
89.
I know is because
yeah.
my brother tells me all the time. But
Yeah,
it's like
89.
he just
And then
goes
Holloway brought them kind of back.
to Sweet 16.
Yeah, in their run
Yes.
too.
But
Any
he's just
coach there.
basically the biggest thing was he just made us a program. If you look at it, they've won one game in the tournament with him.
I forgot the alumni
Right?
connection for a second.
Mhm.
That's I spaced out.
Yeah,
that
so-
totally makes
guys,
sense.
before we talk about coaches, just quick RIP to Pete Gillen, who was pronounced dead by Rex Chapman on the show. So I wanted to address that to all coaches. RIP Pete Gillen.
Did he say anything like, "Hey, sorry,
No.
you're still alive"?
I have no idea. There's so many tweets to go through.
They bring so many of those guys out every year. That's like their
Yeah.
programming sucks.
But
so.
regardless, because a lot of people are like, why did Willard get such a big bag to go to Maryland? First of all, Maryland is a program that is supposed to be good in the basketball world, like where every good player comes out of fucking Maryland. He turned around Seton Hall, even though he won one game in the tournament. I think it's still a good hire by Maryland, and I think he doesn't owe anything to Seton Hall. He put him back on the map.
Yeah.
All right, let me talk about Maryland for a second. I hate Maryland. It's been very well clear. What's weird about Maryland, they don't have I was shocked to learn, like, they don't have their own, like, basketball facility. Like, they don't have a practice gym. So I would say, like, it is like a top 15 job in the country.
Maryland doesn't have
That's the
practice
problem.
facility?
It came out, The Athletic wrote a whole piece when they fired Turgeon left. They're one of two major conference teams to not have one. It's shocking. Like, they don't have an own basketball facility thing. The problem here's the problem with Maryland. They like share it with like volleyball. What's the problem with Maryland is all the fans lost interest because of Turgeon, right? Like, decent regular season, never really do anything in the tournament. That's where I think the Kevin Willard hire is going to be a problem. Like, fans aren't going crazy because he's not going to win over. He's a very just kind of like stern, not an asshole, but just like a stern guy, right? Like, he's not cracking jokes. He's not doing press
not a
conferences.
huge personality.
So, like, the fan base isn't going to come out until there's wins. How long is that going to take? That's why I think it's going to be a problem. The other thing is, we heard so many names leaked that were like, yeah, Rick Pitino was never going to go there, but like, we heard Pearl. Cooley was linked to it at some point. We heard Wake Forest's coach was like so many guys linked to it. And Bray. You end up with
Dixon.
And you end up with Willard, who was like felt like the guy for the job a couple years ago, and you took this long just to hire him.
You know what's funny too, where like the fan base, where like you're saying they won't come out because of Willard. It's like, I think Willard's a good coach. I think that he actually can get them back on the map. But imagine they hire like Scott Van Pelt. That whole fucking place would go berserk if they did that, right?
And he just hires like all.
It'd be a great hire. It'd be a great hire if they did that.
Maybe we're on to something. They need to get a little energy back in the program. When they do the red-white scrimmage, let Scott be like a guest host for the Midnight Madness.
Or just something.
You know,
just hire Scott as something, and a lot of kids will come back.
I went to the last Duke ACC game when they played Maryland at Maryland, and he was there. They went fucking nuts.
That's what I'm saying.
It always goes nuts.
Yeah. So shout out SVP.
They also should have just hired Sean Miller. They should have just hired Sean Miller.
SVP was a Mush Madness watcher.
That's true. That is true.
I forgot how ridiculous
Back
that shit was with you.
Yeah, so Seton Hall, Maryland, those are two of the big ones. Florida has San Francisco's Todd Golden. Georgia has Florida's Mike White. Kansas State got Baylor assistant Jerome Tang. Kenny Payne, and at Louisville, a beloved figure at Louisville. LSU went with Murray State's Matt McMahon. Chris Jans from New Mexico State went to Mississippi State.
It's crazy that these teams just lost and they're gone.
I know.
Dennis Gates from Cleveland State. They made the tournament last year. He's at Mizzou. Jake, alma mater.
Let's go. Bring him back, baby.
Everyone loves
the Millers. So Archie at Rhode Island and Sean at Xavier. Lamont Paris from Chattanooga.
Sean Miller at
Is that
Xavier.
South Carolina?
I'm in on.
Yeah?
I'm in on that. I mean,
there's historical evidence. He's awesome as Xavier's head coach.
But I feel like what was it, Steele?
You think he saved the stuff?
Steele, you don't think he got a little bit of a bad rap?
I think so. I mean,
the bar was very high when he got there. That's the thing. They were a 1 seed when Chris Mack left. So that's a lot of expectations for Xavier.
And Xavier's just always been good.
Yeah,
like they've always just.
I think I think I'm just thinking about when they win, he goes to the bar and pays $2,000. Right. I like that.
I'm excited to see the Millers back in the mix. They're fun.
Yep.
Especially Sean. I know he's got some stuff going on too, right? Is that?
I still think the smartest thing was Mike White. Just the ultimate, like, I know I'm gonna get fired. Let me take another job and make more money.
Yeah. Is Sean Miller still involved in that case?
Yeah. The only thing that's gone down so far is. Like, he could hit with a show clause.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Talked to Will Wade last week. He seems in high spirits.
Rico relationships never sleeps. Do we think he'll get a job?
Not for a little while.
Until this
dust has to settle. At least 3 years.
But then somebody might. What?
Grasso?
No, Will Wade.
Yeah. Rico, our guys are still staying put. Bryant, Vermont.
Grasso's.
We'll see.
Thanked him for being good to us.
Staying. Where he lost to the 16 seed.
There's still he was going to get if he got URI. I thought URI was an upgrade.
There's still two open A10
still recruiting
jobs. UMass and George Washington.
Definitely an upgrade.
He didn't get URI.
I understand.
No, I mean the upgrade that makes sense. I'm saying like UMass I think is an upgrade, but like an uphill battle if that makes sense.
Again, I'd rather just keep winning.
I'd rather keep winning at Providence and wait for something to open. I'm sorry at Bryant and wait for something to open. You're right.
Yeah,
we got to be the only podcast that talks about Bryant.
I'm trying to get a piece. I'm trying to get a piece of his deal.
Christ. All right, let's end on that note. Reminder: March After Midnight returns Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Bench Mob YouTube. Also, we released the first video of a new series called My March Stories with Jimmer Fredette. We'll hopefully have a few more coming in these next few weeks. So go subscribe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday after the last game ends. March After Midnight, which I guess. Maybe not for Saturday, but Sunday I'm pretty sure is day game, so it might not be midnight, but we'll stick with it. It's like when they do Thursday
games, right?
I think it is. So it's like when Thursday Night Football does like a Saturday night game. They still call it Thursday Night Football. So we'll roll with it. Anyways, after every game ends, or after the last game of the day ends, we'll be live on the YouTube channel. Go subscribe. You can watch our show there as well. Special shout out to Coach Cooley. Good luck to the Friars. And next time you see us, it'll be either the end of Coach K's career or one away from the Final Four.
Yep. Can't wait.
All right.
God, I hope it's the other way.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you on Thursday night.